Here is a game I played recently. We have a 5-4 opening, and as white in these openings, this is a very common move, but then you get into these mirroring positions. I'm sometimes a bit uncomfortable here as both sides. So lately I've been playing this one, which is another good move for white. Black commonly exchanges this one and then comes back. Either this is the more common, but in this case black played this one, which seems to also be fine. And with this exchange on the board, it's a little bit, if you compare just like this, white comfortably goes in this direction, but with this exchange here, white will still play the same move, but the idea is black can use the stone to sacrifice the stone in a nice way. So that's the same idea still, even though black played this different move, it's the similar idea black has. And I think actually, when reviewing, I found out the strongest here for white is simply to take the stone, which is not what I did in the game. I was concerned black would just exchange here and, black gets sent to play up here. And it seems like this is okay for white, but only if white knows how to make something happen inside here, which I don't. So I went for a different plan. I tried to take center in the lower left by pushing here and like this. So now black has to decide, okay, either block like this, leave some weakness here for later, or like this, and then this leaves a weakness on c7 later. Black chose this one, and then I took center to go to h7. Black can contain this white move to keep the pop with a move like this. This is a very common technique where white cannot, even though it looks like white can kill this stone, actually white can kill this stone like this. It's not good for white because then black attaches here, and now no matter how white attaches, black just extends and this group will be dead. So either like this or like this group is dying. In this case white has a clamp here, but it's still kind of bad for white. It's just a ko. Okay, so I need to come back with this stone, either this move or this move. It's kind of an interesting choice between them. This one is better shaped for the follow-up. So the follow-up on g8 is now a little bit stronger. If we imagine the g8, now when black goes down on f8, it's only threatening to play g9, it's not threatening g7. Compare that to this variation, where black can go down here with a follow-up on g7. So g7 is slightly better for the white follow-up, but also after black responds, now there is a weakness here. Black can play h5, and it's not so good. Like, this is what I would come up with in the game, to play this one and then squeeze underneath, but this is not so good for black because now there are these, all the black liberties are taken and there are all sort of weaknesses with this Atari and throwing on j8. Black cannot really go far inside down here. So better actually is this Tsuji, which I haven't really seen before in this shape, which also connects. White cannot go down. So white just connects, and now black got a similar result, but white didn't get the f6 and the h6 move, so it's better. Okay, so there is this weakness here, and that wouldn't be there if white had played this one instead. So there is this trade-off. G7 and h6 are actually very similar in evaluation because there are pros and cons to them. I went for h6 in the game. Black play down here, and let's see, with Atari, connect, and then I get to play up here. And now we see exactly this, black goes down here. And now I wanted to make something happen with this cut, so I cut. And the idea here is that it's a little bit annoying for black. Black Ataris this side, then I go down, threatening 2 stones, and now black is kind of collapsing. So black has to be careful to Atari this side, which black does. Then I didn't immediately extend, but now I think, okay, later I have this extension here, I can try to make something happen. Actually, my reasoning here was that I will be able to extend here later, so I'll just capture this one stone, and in this way I can ensure that this black group here is not entirely alive, so maybe something can happen. Like, obviously I'm not going to kill this black group, but if I can make black take these white stones off the board, for instance, that would be something good. But there was a much easier way to use the Aji here, which is just to go down here. Now if black tries to take the top, I can cut here. And You see this Atari is not working, and if black Atari is this direction, black cannot go down on a3 because of this double Atari. So this was directly set up by my c7 move. Looks like I have this plan to play e2 next. It would be a beautiful idea, but that was not my idea. I didn't find this. Here, you know, maybe black would have to defend here, and then I can play on top, and it's nice for white. Okay, but I did this instead, allowing black to push here. I extended it this time just once more, and then came here. Black peeps, which is annoying, because now this is, if I don't do anything, black has this clamp here, and you know, the idea of the peep is that it sets up this connection out. So I have to do something here, and in the game I simply play this Hane, black connected to fix a similar weakness we looked at before. Now, okay, I turn to gain some liberties in the corner, and okay, all I have to hope for now is that this group is going to be low on liberties, so that black is not able to play greedily. Like, obviously black can win the capturing race by playing a8, but black does have all sort of endgame moves black wants to play on the edge here, and maybe black plays all the endgames, black will then be short on liberties, and it will be good for me. So it's a very close game, so it very much depends on if black can play all the endgame or not. So let's start with Atari. Okay, this Atari goes down here. I take this liberty, Atari, connect. I take this dame, and now we only have one dame left. And the question is, can black fill this dame or not? In the game, black filled the dame, and then as white I have to figure out, can I punish, can I do something inside? So here, please pause the video. It's not that complicated, but I managed to mess it up in time trouble, so take your time. Try to find the right move for white to win this game. If you played e8, congratulations, you found the same mistake that I played. And this does not win the game because black goes down on d9, and now white actually can't win this capturing race. So, you know, can reduce the liberties like this, but if you try to take a liberty here, black kills first, and I tried this in the game, but yeah, just nothing working. And this actually ended up in a draw, so fine, but I lost the chance to win, which we'll look at in a moment. Let me just look at the end first. Yeah, this was we just played some nonsense moves, and this game ended in a draw like this. So what did I miss? Well, white could Hane. Now if black pulls back, this is Seki. Something like this, Seki. And if black Ataris, white cannot connect, but white can throw in either point here and then have this ko. And there's no ko threat for black, so white is just winning. So it's not that complicated really, but it was a little bit unintuitive for me. Often in shapes like this, when you see this in some Tsumuga, some Go problem, and the idea is to avoid the ko. Like usually a move like this, getting a ko is you're not happy with. You would prefer to reduce the liberties in a cleaner way, but in this case the ko is the best white can do. So I had to find this move. So yeah, that was I had this final chance. Well, one interesting thing to note is that for black here, if black knew the score, which is quite possibly not so hard to count at this point when everything is so clear, then it's kind of correct strategy for black to take this, right? Because this gave black the chance of a draw when I messed up with this move. Sorry, this move. And if black had played simply, a more honest move, this would just have lost by 2 points. Of course I would have, you know, just taken a dame and lost by 2 points. So this is, in a way you could say this is a trick move, but I think it is the correct move in this case for black to test white, whether white can find the correct move up here. And I didn't, so black managed to secure the draw in this game. Hope you find something interesting in this game. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.